And we're just all friends from, Matt Went, who started Avenged with us, our old bass player.
We put an everlasting homage to our first bass player back before Avenged Sevenfold started, and it was the cool thing to put little poems about him up on the ceiling.
Everyone named Nick has a little prick, and if they shave their head, they still aren't homo as Matt Went.
He and Zach went to the same school together, so that's how that whole group of kids that were into punk rock and hardcore, and then our whole group, and then we all met up in grade school. So then in high school we decided to start a band because it was, the thing to do, I guess.
I actually knew Johnny the longest, but I didn't really know him. He was my friend's little brother, and apparently he claims I used to pick on him in kindergarten.
I met Johnny through his older brother.
Their bassist, for whatever reason, wasn't working out and had to leave for a couple weeks, and they still had 2 weeks left on the tour. So I was like, well, I could take a couple weeks off high school so you guys could finish your tour before you do your next record.
He was and still is these days that little shithead, but he's one of the nicest people in the band.
Yeah, we used to torment that kid incessantly.
We got along quite well. We kind of noticed that we were kind of the same kind of people, and we're all characters, so.
The first couple weeks of touring were weird. I think everyone beat him up in the band, actually beat him up. Let me ask you a personal question. Are we as entertaining as Johnny?
That's the question.
Don't do it if it's new. I never knew the term for getting kicked out of a plane because you're too drunk until today. Thanks to Johnny Christ, and the term is offloaded.
You been drinking today?
We're going to have to offload you, sir.
What are you? I'm beer, wine.
We got you.
Give him a bear claw, dude.
Pour that beer on your head. Come on. Wipe it all over your fucking body. Your naked body.
They actually rehearsed right down the street from a friend's house of mine, so I'd go down there and bug him a lot.
And he comes down the street because he hears us practicing, because he had his little band down the street. And he comes in with a cigarette in his hair, and he's just like, your bass player sucks, dude. And you pick up the bass and start jamming Primus with the rev, And we always treated him crazy because we felt our band was all big at one point. We're like, dude, we're selling at Showcase Theater, and you get to just jump in our band. And we're all, dude, you can't just do that. We're going to fuck with you. And he's just like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, little Johnny.
So he started playing with us and just was really into it, had a great heart and a great passion for music, and just wanted to do his best.
So we gave him some shit. We gave him a lot of shit, actually. I think it's made him, a stronger kid, and he put up with us. And I think there's only a handful of people on the planet that could. And now, he can give our roadie shit or something, I don't know.
I'm not a roadie, I'm a technician.
I'm getting home by the roadie.
We came up with the name Avenged Sevenfold just going through a bunch of different names and biblical references and stuff like that.
The question came up, We've been practicing. We've got a couple songs. It's time to maybe put out a demo. What are we going to call ourselves?
We wanted something really impactful and powerful. And
I didn't have anything good or hardcore enough or metal enough at the time to even submit.
I believe Matt came up with the name Lips of Deceit, which was pretty cool. I think if we weren't called Avenged Sevenfold, we probably would have been called Lips of Deceit. I just remember being at school and having a couple lists of a couple different names and stuff.
We all went home and we were just supposed to come up with names, for the band. And that was our brainstorm. And we were going to meet in the the middle lobby at school with our little names on break. So I went to the Bible and just picked out a bunch of terms I thought were cool. I had a whole list of them, and I came to school and no one did their homework and no one had any names, so I handed them the list and I said, what do you guys think? And everyone wanted Avenged Sevenfold.
I remember sitting here with everyone with a paper with band names on it. Lips of the Sea,
right here.
Avenged Sevenfold, we all decided, pointed at it.
And then A7X came about because Zach was a little smarty pants and he thought of Avenged 7 and then X as the fold, 7 times. And then it became like this thing where everyone calls us A7X. So it was smart on his part.
We have been working with our friends, since day one. We have the greatest friends in the world.
Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold very much is a big family, very tight-knit. We have all of our friends that work for us or have done things for us, and I mean, there's a lot of times where I don't know what we do without having the berries out on the road, to tell you the truth.
I'm too fucking high, I'm not even paying attention.
The berries are just out of their minds. They'll do anything for you. They'll die in 2 seconds for any of us, and we would do the same for them. They're crazy.
That's helping simple parties, dude. Yeah.
Me and Jason live in our own little world on tour behind the drum kit. Oh shit. Oh shit. What's in the bucket? What's in the bucket but a bucket of shit? But a bucket of grapes and grapes in the mouth. Grapes in the mouth make happy down south.
He's the guy that will shit in a bun and give it to someone for dinner.
This is a poop sandwich.
He took a shit that looked exactly like a fucking sandwich. It was perfect, fit perfectly in a sandwich.
Look at the chunky morsels. Look at the chunky morsels.
He brought it out in a public restaurant and set it on the table of the opening act.
Those guys are totally the most loyal, hardworking guys anyone could ever meet and ask for.
Yeah, Jason likes to pull his toenails off I don't know why.
Jason always has a reoccurring problem with his toenails for some reason, his big toe.
I can do it fast as fuck, dude, and you'll be walking around.
He ripped half of it off himself.
I'm gonna go like that, grab it, and I'm gonna go out like that. But I'm not gonna have you sit there because I want to be, what the fuck, who smells like a French whore?
I forget exactly what the fuck happened, but I yanked off the rest.
Dude, you're doing it the worst way possible.
I'm going that way.
Okay, you're good,
out.
you're good,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
good.
No, I'm going with the grain, dude. Just get under it.
And ate it and shit.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
So then everybody's freaking out and he's half laughing, half like in complete pain. So yeah, each time it grows back, something fucked up happens to it and I yank it off.
And that's Jason Berry, he's just out of his mind.
They're just the best. They'll be on our crew forever.
My name is Valerie DiBenedetto, and I used to tour manage Avenged for about 4 years. Been best friends with the guys since elementary school.
Val has been working with us and supporting us, hooking us up with money when we needed money for recording, the merch, all for the low rate of nothing.
And she was always awesome. She was like our mother, like making sure we wake up on time and everything. And
Val, can you get the dog? Keeps running into the walls.
I remember in the early days, we would borrow money from Val because we didn't have any money. And, she would steal money from her parents and give it to us so we could, make t-shirts and make demos and stuff.
She was always trying to scrounge money for us.
All which got paid back, of course, probably 5 years after the fact.
Suffice to say that Val took care of me for many, many years on tour and is one of my best friends in the world.
The Rev is out of his mind in the most wonderful way.
She's pretty much the best person I know. She's like the coolest person. I love her to death. And I've been best friends with her since I've been, 6th grade.
We've been best friends forever, and it kind of merged into just, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Before Waking the Fallen was out, we'd have a bunch of demos of Eternal Rest and Chapter 4. She'd walk around Warped Tour hours in the sun and just look for kids that maybe had an AFI shirt on or some kind of hardcore band. And she'd just go hand them out. And she did that every day on Warped Tour. And then she'd go back to doing merch. And then she'd load the merch stuff up at the night, and then she'd settle for us.
We expected way too much from her, and we got more. Kay Maracan, man whose art you might know from her last album.
I am a friend, family member, artist, and that guy that if you take to your mom's house, she's gonna get mad because I'm gonna get you in a lot of trouble.
Cameron's a great friend that we grew up with. Met him in 5th grade, I think, 6th grade. We'd drive around all day and get tattooed together, and that's what we did. We smoked cigarettes and got tattooed.
We all went to Huntington Beach High together. I only went to Huntington for a little bit shy of a year. Never got kicked out for anything too bad, just a lot of fights. And a lot of the fights were Matt's fault.